I'm live and disheveled from this car. I was up late last night, hanging out with friends after the event. Went really well. I have to say, I don't really have much to say. Oh, I have to say, I don't really have much to say. That's something to say. Actually, that's a trick that Lily and I are putting together. We're putting together a course called Transformational Communication. And one of the tricks is that when we have something that is hard to say, or we don't know what to say, starting by saying, I am having a hard time saying this, or I don't know what to say, then you're already talking. It's actually quite a trick. Um, yeah, but we had this event last night, and it went really well. And I'm just glowing from it still, so I thought that would be the topic for today. Uh, and at the same time, there's not really much more to say. It worked out really well. Uh, Uh-oh, what have I done now? Now I'm in the middle of talking and I don't know what I want to say. Uh, well, I'll just stare at the camera for a bit. Hello to the couple of viewers who have jumped in. I was just saying that our event went really well, and there's nothing negative to say. It was like not raining, but cloudy and windy, and people still showed up, and that was pretty exciting. We have canceled so many events because the weather was shit or because the coronavirus situation was happening. And so it was really nice to fire off an event and actually have people come. And there's a cafe across the way here that ended up, hello, Lena. There's a cafe across the way that stayed open for us and they ended up making like quite a bit of money. So very happy to have supported some local business on this one. Um, yeah, I was saying, Lena, I don't even know what I want to talk about right now. This is just my Thursday solo slot. We were up pretty late last night having a celebration of said events last night. And yeah, I don't really have much to say. So I might just come on and just say, mwah, love y'all. Thank you so much for the support. And thank you so much for, oh, just being you. Oh, fuck. Look, all these people are coming on. I've got fuck all to say. I'm a tired young man. Yeah, it did go well, Jason. Thanks so much for coming in. Yeah, love you too, Rhonda. Thank you. This is going to be the shortest, silliest live stream ever, really. Trying to think if there's anything actually to talk about. What's going on in my life? We put so much of our energy into this event that I feel like I don't even know what's going to happen next. We're like everything. Anytime someone mentioned a plan, I was like, after the event, we'll talk about it. After the event, we'll talk about it. Well, this is after the event, Joshua. Hey, Gary, how you going? I just think it's funny because sometimes I'll go on these live streams and I'm just talking forever and there's no one really watching. And now here I am with very little to say, and there's like a bunch of people on ready to go. What are you guys up to? This is going to turn into a stream where I'm wondering what you're doing because I don't really know what to say about what I'm doing. What are you doing? How you doing? What are you doing? What are you wearing? Uh, Jason, Rhonda, Carrie, and Lena. Oh fuck. Okay, I am actually just gonna talk about the after the high. Yeah. Well, actually, funny enough, I've been going through a thing for the past like 3 or 4 days where my heart has been extremely sensitive. And what I mean by that is I was trying to explain to somebody, I guess it's probably exactly what anxiety is. There was a feeling that my heart was pulsing and beating, and it was so loud that it was like my first perception. So that was the thing that was happening first. And I think pretty sure that's just what anxiety is called. Like it's not anxiety like I was thinking about stuff. It's anxiety like the overwhelm in my body and the sensitivity of my heart was like pumping for like 3 or 4 days leading up to this event. And during the event, I was flipping back and forth between feeling like this open hearted, like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing. We created this thing. And that same kind of like almost like guardedness. Oh, look at all this stuff people are doing. This is beautiful. Um, Rhonda is practicing her Native American flute. Jason grows lots of food. He's got this really cool food setup on his property. I would like to know, Lena. I would. Um, but yeah, so over the last couple of days, yeah, it's like it's interesting when anxiety points come up like that, and especially if they're unprovoked. It's not like again a life circumstance brought up the anxiety in my body. Um, but just for like, yeah, 3 or 4 days, just like incredible beating, intense heart. So during this event, I was flipping back and forth between feeling like, oh wow, this is amazing, and also just like this guarded feeling in my heart that I've had for the last few days too, because with that incredible sensitivity and intensity can sometimes come this feeling of guardedness. And a part of what me and Lily are working on, we're working on this course called Transformational Communication. And it's about being able to say, like, I'm actually feeling a little bit off today, but not have that be an affirmation and not have that be a narrative that then I run further and further, just being totally honest that in this moment I'm feeling anxiety in my body. Um, and so, yeah, so we're working on this course where instead of, because when you learn a course, it's like on how to not be anxious, or it's on how to overcome anxiety. That's, I'm saying, there's probably like 1,000 courses that are called that, how to overcome anxiety. But I actually have a relationship with anxiety, meaning that there are times, it was the middle of a full moon. There's all these, there's times where anxiety comes up in my body. And being able to communicate it like that was actually very, very helpful to Lily and the family and stuff. It's like, hey, just to let you guys know, I'm feeling a little anxious. Um, Instead of trying to fix it or trying to make it better, it was just like a simple acknowledgement that that's how I'm feeling right now. And yeah, there's something very powerful about that. It's an interesting thing to talk about because, well, I'm a person who's had anxiety and big heart feelings and guards over those heart feelings my entire life. Like I've been feeling it since I was a child. Um, so yeah, instead of trying to smash that anxiety, I'm going to show that anxiety who's boss. I'm going to get the fuck rid of it. I'm going to destroy that anxiety. That's actually not the way I feel about it at all. It's actually just like, oh, as a point of interest and checking out my own awareness, I'm seeing that there's some anxiety running in my body right now. And communicating that to people around me so they're not confused, right? Because like sometimes in those moments I can get distant. And so instead of confusing everybody by being distant, and maybe they have their own ideas in their mind, like, oh, maybe Josh is distant because he doesn't like me, or maybe Josh is distant because I don't know, something personal. Instead of doing that, it's really easy just to clear it up and be like, hey, just let everybody know I'm feeling extra sensitive right now, and my response to being extra sensitive is to feel a bit guarded in my heart. Being able to say that as clearly as possible, I find to be, yeah, super helpful. It leaves no room for illusions. Yeah. So during the event last night, though, it was like a pop back and forth between like incredible joy and that feeling of success, and also that feeling of like, ooh, things have been very overwhelming. So I feel that guard in my heart. But in general, the whole thing went really, really well. Music was wildly good. Ren Stone killed it with his music show, and the drumming circle was awesome. And the classes were, there was like 25 people to the drumming class for a very first go. And I think that's pretty impressive, actually. Lily has this way about creating events and creating situations, and then people just show the fuck up. It's actually incredibly impressive. And I'm very proud of my wife for having that skill, because it's like there must be some sort of magnetism in behind it all. There's times where I'm poking the algorithms of Facebook and posting on purpose to try and uh, have it so people are interested. And I find that Lily doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't do anything like that. She just makes an event and people show up. So I'm very, very impressed and very happy to be working with my wife. During the actual event, I went to give a talk, like a speech at the thing. And halfway through, man, the anxiety was so much. I was just feeling that performance anxiety that I actually missed like two really important mentions. And Lily jumped in flawlessly and just completed it. And I thought, I have to remember that um, not that my wife completes me, but that when I've got missing bits, I feel like she is there to pick them up. So just remembering to pass the buck to her first whenever we're doing these things anymore. So that was an awesome little lesson. Um, yeah, look, I'm gonna go unless anyone has anything they want to talk about. Type that in the comments right now, and if you don't, I'm just gonna just take off because Was not prepared for anything right now. I basically just woke up. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for everyone for coming on to this wacky, silly live stream. I'm only doing this really because I've challenged myself to do it every Thursday. Next Thursday, I'll have a better topic. I won't be coming off the back of a event. HalCon tickets are sold out. That means Halifax Convention, I'm assuming, like with where the peeps get together for the anime and all the stuff. That sounds great. Yeah. Oh, look, I hear you, Gary. Like I was saying, I've been feeling anxiety in my body like crazy the last little bit. So totally feeling you. Thank you so much for the thought, though. And we're going to do it every month. The next one will be November 16th. We will make a splash on the Facebook, surely. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in and joining. I'll be back next Thursday with something more concrete.